Hello and welcome to first grade. I apologize I'm not able to be in Honduras this time around, but hopefully I will see you all in the spring. I at least want to send this video along so you guys could take a look at my classroom. This is my third year at Emerson Elementary. This is the first grade classroom, and I will have you know that I have the smallest classroom on campus. But there's 20 students and we make it work. So over here I have my rug area where we do all of our read-alouds, shared reading, interactive writing, shared reading from big books. So most of our day is usually spent here at the rug. Over here to the left, I have my back table where I do guided reading or the SLS cycle. Over here I have my word wall, and this is probably the closest spot I could keep it next to the rug so that we could reference it during, again, shared reading, interactive writing, whatever the activity may be. I usually introduce probably, well, at the beginning of the year it's only a couple, but now probably 4 or 5 words a week, and we kind of concentrate on those words so we can all get a good understanding and, just the word wall word or the no excuse word wall, whatever it may be. I also have a couple interactive writings above this. We did this at the beginning of the year. These were our numbers. We wrote the number and the word, numbers 1 through 20, and then I had the class illustrate it all. And I did this the first 2 weeks of school, so we did it slowly. And then next to my numbers here, for my word wall, I have the colors right above my door. So we did this the first week as well. Now on that door I have me, Mr. Swartz, how wonderful, and then a science activity we did not too long ago on matter, discussing solids, liquids, and gases, and then we did a couple science experiments to go with it. One of them was mixing baking soda and vinegar, taking a solid, mixing it with a liquid, and turning it into a gas. And we trapped the gas in a balloon so we could actually kind of get somewhat of a visual of it. And then over here to the left, I have my name chart. We did this the first week of school as well. Discussing our names, maybe smaller words we see in our names, discussing the letters. Very excited to have someone with a Q. Quentin, he's got a Q in his name, so we're excited to see that one. So there that is. Here's a piece of interactive writing we just got done with not too long ago on punctuation. So we're still in process, but I at least wanted to hang it up so the kids could reference it. So I've had some difficulty this year with students with their independent writing. Having trouble putting the correct punctuation and where it needs to go. So we're kind of working on that. Here I have my desk, kind of nudged in the corner. I'd probably prefer not to have one, but I'm required to. And over here is another piece of interactive writing we worked on. We were discussing using the words first, next, then, and last, giving instructions or directions on how to do something. So we discussed how I get ready for school. We came up with a graphic organizer. And then together, through interactive writing, we wrote how I get ready for school. And then what I always like to do with my interactive writing is always have the kids illustrate their work. So here's a girl right here, her name is Connie. Here's an illustration of her work, and that's her brushing her teeth in the morning. Looks over there on the right, though, that her faucet seems to be exploding. But it's a good picture. So I usually have all my kids illustrate it as well. Next to that one we have our daily schedule. And this is something we did at the beginning of the year too. Just discussing what we do every day. So in the morning we do independent reading. And every day, every morning after independent reading, I always do a read aloud. And we go into our language arts time, shared reading, interactive writing, depending on what we're doing that day. I always do some sort of independent writing every day, give the students an opportunity to write in their journals. My center time, lunch, math, science, social studies, I usually alternate from week to week. My language development time, and then we get out of school at 2:25. So never seems to be enough time, and I don't necessarily stick to the schedule, but kind of gives you an idea of what we do every day. And over here next to this, I have another piece of interactive writing we did, still using first, next, then, and last, and this one is how I get ready for bed. So again, we did a graphic organizer, and we're just reinforcing using first, next, then, and last. So, and then we wrote the piece through interactive writing. So this took a little bit, a little over a week probably, maybe 5 days, working on it maybe 10 to 15 minutes a day. So some days longer, depending on, we were having good discussion and how the class was doing. And again, I would have students illustrated as well. There's one right here, little girl getting ready for bed. So, then over here we have our reading strategies. This is something my students use quite a bit. And I have another piece of interactive writing over here. We did this the first week of school. It's actually, I did this day one with my class. Classroom rules. So this is what they thought was important. And, we do it interactively, so then everyone is accountable for it. We also just finished with a piece on sharks. And it's actually, if you can see here, it's above my sink. My students elected that's where it needed to go since sharks live in the water. So we did a read aloud, we did shared reading about sharks, multiple books, had a lot of discussion about sharks, and then we came up with what we learned. And then also we do our word families. We have like the at and the an word family. We have a couple students' names in there. And then actually over here, we have some more word families that I've put up. The it word family, the are word family, and the in word family. Now, I don't have that much room in my classroom, not that much wall space, so I kind of make do with what I have. So I had a cabinet back here, and I actually did our classroom jobs. I put the interactive writing up. Now what I did was I cut it right down the middle so I could still open the doors, but still use the space. So everyone in my class has a classroom job. And then also, over here on the hanging up, I have a lot of our shared reading up, some interactive writing we've done. There was the piece on, here's the piece on sharks right here. So we read it multiple times. It's actually 2 pages, there's one behind it. We were discussing the SH and the TH chunks. So we read it a couple times, then we went back through and found those chunks and highlighted them. Then let's continue on with sharks there. Still talking about the SH and TH. Here's an interactive writing activity we did on plural. We defined it and gave some examples. Here's one with the SH and the TH word family. We did that after we highlighted our work with sharks. Talking about those chunks. Here's one of the shared readings we did when we were discussing short vowels. This is Bill's trip, and we went through and we highlighted all of the words that have short vowels. So we did that quite a bit. Here's another one with Sam's cap. So we highlight all the words that have a short A. So there's a couple pages of this. Fox's box. Highlighted words with a short O, lumpy rug, all that. So there's a whole bunch of different shared reading that we've done. And then I just kind of hang them up here. And then when the students want to use them for independent reading, they can pull them off, and then they can read them independently, or during independent writing perhaps, if they need to copy down a word, they remember where it is. So the students just kind of use them as a resource. We kind of keep them up there for the rest of the year. So there's my big books. We use those for shared reading and for independent reading, both. And then I have part of my classroom library next to it. So I have some more of my classroom library over here. And then I have some baskets behind the wall as well. I have my listening center over there by my desk. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough room. I can only put 3 chairs around there. But most of the students get to it at least almost, every day or every 2 days, depending. And it seems to work, so. And then I have my centers over here. I allow my students to make choices with their centers rather than assigning them. I have a necklace system. I actually stole it from Phil, who used it in a 2nd grade class. But I believe he took it from a kindergarten teacher he observed. So what we do is, there's so many necklaces for each center. So for my listening center, I only have 3 necklaces there because I only have 3 chairs. So only 3 students can do the listening center at a time. And the students know that if there's no necklace, then they can't do that center. So it's really been helpful for me. A couple other teachers at my site have used it as well, and they can't believe how well it works. So, if you're interested, talk to Phil about it, because I took it from him. So I have library, journals, whiteboards, read yourself. I think right now I have like 13 centers. So, and I just have them all in necklaces on my cabinets, and then the students can choose them. They're just color-coded. So during the first couple weeks, you got to train them a little bit, but it really turns out well. It allows them to work independently without any difficulty, and then it allows me to work at the back table with students without any problem. And then there's a lot of my centers there underneath my whiteboard. I just kind of throw them in baskets and the kids can grab them. Well, that's my classroom. Little video tour. Hopefully I didn't make you sick with my shaky hand. Sorry I can't make it in Honduras. I hope you guys enjoy the training, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the spring. See you later.